another Venture Bros video, hopefully before the film comes out. Who killed 24? This is one of the show's longest running mysteries. God, it's probably been about 10 years now since 24 was killed in the final episode of season 3. A fiery explosion destroyed the Monarch reveal.
A freak accident during a freak battle on Hank's lawn. Helper was mortally wounded in a car accident.
Car accident? Dude, that car was blown up on purpose.
After an epic battle between OSI and the Fluttering Horde. 24 is trapped in the car after a minor seatbelt malfunction.
Dad, the seatbelt was jammed!
Why did you buckle it? Why would you do that?
I don't know!
It was probably the first major character death the show had, and it led to a lot of interesting character development for 21 and the Monarch going on throughout the seasons.
I got that single. It was like 30 minutes of one song that sounded like an exploding car made out of basses.
The creators have given us a reason why. Jackson Public once said that the voice was really hard for him to do for more than 10 seconds, after which it started to get a bit Kermity. I've also read reports that potentially Doc Hammer was the one who wanted 24 killed, but they then continued to do his voice throughout all of season 4, so I don't know how true this is. But that isn't the point of this video. The point of this video is to work out who is the real killer. At the end of season 5, we see 21 call out the Muppets as the killers. Hench has killed Hench.
Lying murderer! I know it was you guys.
And they seem like the pretty obvious choice. They are murderous little bastards. The detonator the Monarch used to set up the C4 was left on his chair. We know the Muppets were both on board the cocoon at the time of the explosion, so it's a reasonable conclusion that they might have been able to get their hands on the detonator.
Crazy.
But there's no real evidence of this. 21 has no evidence. The only evidence we really have is that they had his name on a list of people they wanted to kill. They had loads of people on that list. So maybe 21 knew something we didn't. Or maybe 21 just wanted a leg up in the fight. He was suddenly surrounded by his old friends and knew Hench has killed Hench would turn everybody against the Muppets, allowing him to take victory.
Seize the traitor!
Wait! The Muppets have broken our most sacred law! They killed Henchman 24! Hench has killed Hench!
The Muppets are always a bit stabby and physical. It's not really their style to use remote desktop.
Tom.
Next suspects are the Ventures, which is unlikely that anyone killed 24 on purpose, though Proc has tried many times. There is a good chance that someone or something left around on the compound caused the car to explode. Potentially any number of the hundreds of dead clones, an old device Rusty had been tinkering with, or even an old security system that Jonas had built. Again, unlikely, but definitely a valid suspect. That just leaves the rest of the Fluttering Horde. It's unlikely the OSI particularly wanted to kill 24. He's not exactly a high priority target. Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, she had the detonator for the longest time, but she leaves it aboard the cocoon as she runs out to help the Monarch, so unlikely. But you never know, anyone could have had a second death. I think though, it just leaves our prime suspects, 21 and the Monarch. Now both of these people were responsible for attaching the bomb to Helper and
This precious robot's equipment with 2 gigabytes of kablam!
potentially building it. So I think there's just a reasonable chance that 21's incompetence killed 24. He never really finished high school. I don't know how well 21 knows how to build a bomb. It could have just been faulty. Though the Monarch has killed a number of his henchmen before. And just straight up admitted to killing 24 at one point.
Hey, here's something for your goofy little slideshow. I broke up the band, so, suck on that, America.
Which, you know, is pretty damning evidence. This is a man who, I mean, would lie, but also would very willingly kill 24 if he had the chance to get to Brock Sampson. And both Helper and Sampson were in the blast radius. It seems like a pretty Monarch move to sacrifice one of his own for the chance of getting 2 of Venture's pawns. But the only issue with his theory is the proximity to the detonator, which obviously was left on the cocoon. But the Monarch is in his Death's Head panoply armor.
Of the Monarch! Behold, my impressive Death's Head panoply! The final solution in tailoring!
So there's a reasonable chance that he had a second detonator installed. Though he was on the verge of unconsciousness. But I'm pretty sure it was the Monarch. Again, he has confessed to the murder, which is normally a damning sign. The Monarch is lots of things. I don't know. Who do you think did it? Who do you think really killed 24?